Welcome to the Psychic Pinup Podcast, the anything and everything spiritual podcast where we dive into hot topics, readings, viewer questions, and more. Thank you for tuning in. Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive right into it.
Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Anything and Everything Spiritual Podcast. My name is Linda, and I am also known as the Psychic Pinup. Today, we are talking about something that many people experience, but very few admit out loud, and that is when your intuition scares you. I'm not talking about the gentle nudges. I'm not talking about the comforting confirmations. But the moments when your intuition tells you something you don't want to hear. Something that disrupts. Something that will challenge your plans, your attachments, or even your sense of safety. If you've ever felt a knowing rise in your body and thought, I wish I didn't know this episode is for you. Let's talk about why intuition can feel frightening, how to discern it from fear, and how to learn to trust yourself without letting anxiety run the show. Now, I know that we often hear that intuition is spoken about a soft, loving, and reassuring thing. And sometimes it is, but the real intuition isn't here to keep you comfortable. It's actually here to keep you aligned. Sometimes alignment can be confronting. Intuition might tell you this relationship is not for you. This opportunity isn't aligned, even though it looks perfect. Or it's time to leave. And even it's time to speak up or to let go. That in itself can feel terrifying. Especially if following your intuition means disappointing others or stepping into uncertainty. And we all know how uncertainty makes us feel uncomfortable. It's that fear that is instilled in us. The fear of the unknown. How we like to have routine, how we like to know or control an outcome. And intuition will challenge those feelings and those emotions. Why does intuition feel scary sometimes? Why does it? Well, let's unpack why intuition can trigger fear. And I think that this is the majority of people's concerns, is the fear. Firstly, in my opinion, intuition usually often arrives before evidence. So we have that feeling, we sense things, we get the ick in our body. our mind wants proof. So there is a bit of a conflict here. Your intuition will work on sensing, but your mind wants the proof. And that gap between the knowing and the proof can feel destabilizing. Secondly, intuition can threaten attachment. So what your intuition may be doing here is it is asking you to release, whether it be people, roles, identities, or even dreams that you have outgrown. Your intuition may be asking you to release this. And with that comes a sense of loss. There could even be conscious loss. And again, that can feel scary. Now here's a biggie. Thirdly, big one. We have been taught not to trust ourselves. Many people are conditioned to override their inner voice. So when intuition speaks clearly, it can feel unfamiliar. It can even feel unsafe. There's a fine line here between intuition and anxiety. And we really need to learn the difference. Intuition and anxiety can feel very similar, but they are not the same. And let me explain the difference here. Intuition should be calm, clear, and grounded. It should be brief and consistent. And it should feel like a knowing rather than a spiral. Anxiety will feel urgent, looping, loud. It will change constantly. You may find yourself having problems making decisions. It can feel chaotic and overwhelming. So you may find yourself procrastinating. See, difference here. Intuition, calm, clear, grounded. Anxiety, urgent, looping, loud, constantly changing. Intuition does not rush you, whereas anxiety will demand an immediate action. So if you find that something feels panicked or compulsive, I want you to pause. Just hit the pause button. Because if that is your intuition, it will catch up to you. Pause, breathe, wait. True intuition can wait for you to catch up, and it will. Now, when intuition disrupts your plans, we have been there many times, myself included. Some of the scariest intuitive moments come when things are working on the surface. So just bear with me with this. You might be successful in a relationship and on a path that looks right. However, something just feels off. Something is not sitting right. And this is where it can get tricky. Because on paper, on the surface, it looks fantastic, successful. This is where, by honouring your intuition in these moments, takes courage. And it takes courage because, again, everything looks great. because you're not reaching a crisis yet. You're being asked here to respond to truth. If something does not feel right, respond to your intuition. It does require trust in yourself and not the circumstances around you. Honour yourself. Stand in your power. Because the cost of ignoring intuition, it will show up later. It could show up as burnout. How many times do we feel like I need to pull back, I'm doing too much? You feel it, but you don't listen to your intuition. Hence, later on, we have burnout. It can show up as resentment. How many times do you do favours for people and your intuition is saying, I should not be doing this, but you can't help yourself because you are a people pleaser, but you continue doing it even though you know you should not be? Later on, that will come up as resentment. It may even show up as repeated patterns. We keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. When you know your intuition is telling you to break that pattern. And it will also show up as physical and emotional exhaustion. Now, intuition is not a bad word. It is not there to punish you. But it will keep whispering until you're ready to listen. Now, I have a lot of people ask me, how do I build safety with my intuition? And the first thing I usually say to people is that your intuition should not be shut down. It should not feel scary. So if you are scared of your intuition, please do not shut it down. Understand that the intuition is there to build safety in your relationship with yourself. You do not have to have the answers straight away. Start small. Start to acknowledge intuitive nudges without acting immediately. You may even want to consider journaling what you sense. Start noticing patterns over time. Now, you do not have to start off in leaps and bounds. Just walk one foot in front of the other. Just start. And understand that trust grows through relationship, not pressure. So develop that beautiful relationship with your intuition. They're actually your friend. Now remember, your intuition is not here to harm you. Even when it scares you, it's actually here to guide you back to truth, alignment, and self-respect. Fear does not mean intuition is wrong. Sometimes it means something important is changing. Our intuition is always speaking to us. But if you find that your intuition has been speaking maybe possibly a little bit louder lately, or gently, persistently, clearly, trust that you are strong enough to hear it. You don't need to rush. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to stay present and to honour what you are hearing, feeling, knowing. Honour yourself. You're number one. I would like to thank you for sitting with this conversation. If it resonates, please consider sending it to somebody who you know will benefit from learning more about their intuition and trusting the information that they are getting. If you'd like to share any stories with me, or if you have any questions about this episode, please feel free to reach out to me. Until next time, trust yourself. Have a good one. Thank you. Bye.
You have been listening to Linda, the Psychic Pinup. Linda is a psychic medium based on the New South Wales south coast of Australia. You can connect with her via her website, thepsychicpinup.com.au, or join her on her weekly live feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all under the same name, The Psychic Pinup. Thanks for listening.